I'm Larry Menti. Welcome back to the Delaware Way. When you think of Delaware, you don't necessarily think of the outdoors, but our next guest does. Beth Shackley is the editor of Outdoor Delaware. So you have enough to cover in Delaware, in Outdoor Delaware?
Oh, we sure do. We don't even get to cover probably a fifth of all the things that you can see and do and get out and enjoy natural resources in the state of Delaware. We try to cover as much as we can, but you know, there's always something we can't get to or have to leave out or whatever.
And who puts out the magazine?
The magazine is published by the Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control, DNREC. It is a DNREC publication. It's a flagship publication on one of our greatest outreach tools to reach the general public about all of the ways to enjoy and protect Delaware's natural resources.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, it is great outreach, because one of the reasons we invited you and heard about the magazine is because one of your readers wrote in and said, here's somebody you need to talk to. This is a magazine I enjoy. He reads it online.
Yes.
And he says, this is a magazine I enjoy, and talked about a story with the rehabbers?
Yes, yes. We have had a story on about wildlife rehabbers. They're basically volunteers. Now, in Delaware, of course, there are organizations like Tri-State Bird. They take care of wild birds. And then there's MERS, who take care of stranded marine mammals.
So let's take a step back. Rehabbers are people that go find the animals and rehabilitate them?
Yes, yes, in a way. The article focused on volunteers who are certified wildlife rehabilitators in the state of Delaware. And say a person finds an injured baby rabbit or something like that, they can call a phone number if they have access to the article, which of course we have online, but you can call a particular wildlife rehabilitator and they will either come themselves or tell you the safest way to transport them to safety, because there are a lot of things you don't normally think of. You know, you don't want to just grab an injured wild animal. As you know, you could be hurt. They could be carrying rabies or such, and so you need to be very careful, and the wildlife rehabilitator will explain to you, on the phone what to do, whether to leave them alone, whether to, bring them over, whether the rehabber, him or herself, should come and take care of the animal. Various things. It's just a wonderful thing. A lot of good Samaritans might see a fawn who seems to be abandoned, but guarantee that mother is hovering around nearby, and as soon as you leave, she'll come and get the fawn, and they'll go off into the woods.
But the magazine is much more than wildlife.
Oh,
right?
yes, it is. We talk about places to go. There's so many places to go along the Delaware Bay shore, our state parks. From one of my favorite places is Fort Delaware in Delaware City, where it's reportedly haunted. They have tours through, especially during Halloween, of course, the tours through the haunted areas of Fort Delaware. It's an old Civil War fort that has been restored. And even ghost hunters came and did a segment. They've done several segments, actually, about Fort Delaware. And another story, Sportsmen Against Hunger, where hunters who have taken a certain amount of deer, and if they take more than that, they can take the deer to a station where the deer are taken and processed into food for people less fortunate. Thousands of meals, thousands of people in need have received deer under this program, Sportsmen Against Hunger.
Thanks so much for coming in today. Real quick, how can people find out about the magazine? Where can they subscribe? Where can they see it online?
Easiest place to go first is www.denrec.delaware.gov. You'll see it on the front page. Links go there. You can subscribe online. You can send a check. Either way.
denrec.delaware.gov. Okay, that's not that easy. Denrec, DENREC.delaware.gov. Thanks so much. And Our next guest, Gene Peacock
Yes,
from
I
the
do.
Brandywine Zoo. You work with him a lot. You've done stories on him.
We've done several stories on the Jana, the new tiger, the 2 red pandas, and many stories.
And he brought a guest. Gene Peacock and his guest when we come right back. Beth Shockley is the editor of Outdoor Delaware. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you.